my hand up in here while it's on my face. A smart helmet. This one's called the CrossHelmet.
Wow.
So smart helmets have been trying to be a thing, it seems like, for the last handful of years. Everyone, I think, remembers the disaster that the Scully helmet was. Hopefully that's not the case with this helmet from... Actually, who does make this? I just know it's called the CrossHelmet. They're out of Japan, and they hit me up a while back and said, Jake, we'd like to send you this helmet to test out. Normally when somebody gives me a product to try out and test, they just give it to you. And they wanted this one back, and I said, why do you want it back? And then I saw the price, $2,000 for this helmet. So I had to call my insurance and make sure this thing was covered if I had $2,000 worth of helmet gear coverage. So I wanted to see what exactly came with this thing, what it's all about. What do you get for $2,000? It comes in a pretty nice little box here. Look at this. It's like a garage door here. At $2,000, technology aside, if even half that money went into the helmets, you'd still be left with a $1,000 helmet. So you'd expect pretty top level helmet. And right off the bat, here's where things get a little confusing to me. This is a plastic helmet, or polymers, we should say. It's not too heavy, but it's not super light. It's kind of a middle ground helmet. The pads, though, kind of hang out the bottom here, and one of them's unsewing itself a little. I'm not really sure what's going on there with this. I don't know if this is like a pre-production thing or what's going on here. I've probably had 20 miles of riding with this helmet on, and just coming apart a little right there. Another thing that stood out to me kind of interesting is there's no catch on the visor. So when you want to open the visor, I would, I'll do it with this so I don't put any more fingerprints on. I would take my entire glove and then kind of do that. Also, listen to the noise as we open and shut this. Maybe that's just how the mechanism sounds, I don't know. It's a little rough sounding in my opinion. And fit and finish also leaves a little to be desired here. We're not off to a good start. It comes with one of those ratchety latchy things. I could sort of take or leave these things. I'm not that excited about them. I'm not sure if this is an anti-wicking liner in here. There's these really big speaker things for your ears. I'm not sure what this material is supposed to be, but it got real hot real fast when riding. And of course we have to talk about the styling of this helmet, which is, well, interesting. It's got quite a big bubble here on the front. You feel like you're kind of in an aquarium. They say this is an anti-fogging visor. Yeah, look at this. Dude, this is supposed to be my size. I don't... It's one of the reasons I didn't do a whole ton of riding with this helmet. Here you go. If this helmet was even $1,000, I'd be a little lost with its sort of its fit and finish, its materials, and its just overall styling. It's different and not necessarily in a good way. I don't know. But hey, it's a smart helmet. Let's talk about some of that smart tech it's got on there. Clearly you saw from our cool little intro that it has a rear view camera in it, and it must be able to record, right? Oh yeah, look at the lights on the side. Very Tron-like. Now it'll say it's recording, but you really want to start recording? Yes. All right, now let's see if that actually saved anything. I don't know. Where are you recording to? What are you doing? It's got an app, whatever, right? The way we got those shots before, by the way, was not actually me recording off of this. I just took one of my other helmets and put two Insta360 cameras on them and then just synced them up. But it does have a rear view camera in it. I haven't rode with one of the Scully helmets, but Mr. Chase on Two Wheels did let me try his on one time, and the little thing is a tiny little, you gotta look down and there's like a little camera. It's pretty crap. This actually does have a little flip down display. This is kind of interesting. I wasn't sure how well this is gonna work, and it turned out to not be too bad here. You actually have some little adjusters here to dial it into your eyes. You can adjust the brightness of this, and it shows you what's behind you. You can flip it up out of the way. It's kind of in your line of sight, especially with this down, but you can sort of see through this. This is, especially if you don't have the brightness maxed out, it's a bit transparent. It's kind of an interesting thing to see here. I'll try to recreate what it would look like to actually go down the road with this on. Here you go. This is a little Jake CGI here. You know, it's nothing crazy, but should give you a rough idea. Things are a little grainy and there's a bit of noise. However, you still can have a pretty rough idea of what's right behind you. There's no forward-facing camera. And the other great amazing feature it has is a built-in Bluetooth. You said it had those giant speakers in there. It has a microphone somewhere in there apparently. Use the app to do things like get navigation through Google Maps or Apple Maps. Those are the two you can kind of choose between. It's paired up as a Bluetooth device to my phone, but for some reason it's like phone calls, other apps, music. I don't know how to make it play through here. I've read through the instructions a number of times. Maybe this prototype thing. I really want to see how those speakers work. It's got massive speakers in there. At least I think it does. This is a whole touch thing, like a mouse on an Apple computer. You know, the whole thing's got gestures and stuff. And there's a handful of little up and down gestures and skip song features. If you can somehow make it play music, I can't. They will let you use it like that. So it basically has a Bluetooth and rear view camera. That's basically it. If you're gonna have a Bluetooth, you want your Bluetooth device is to just be a portal between you and your phone. You don't need it to have its own silly navigation or a bunch of its own apps, in my opinion. This is just asking for something to go out of date at some point. Company moves on with technology and your Bluetooth doesn't work. The rear view camera on it, it's neat. Probably the best execution of it I've seen. Still though, I think there might be better places to put your efforts into when it comes to these smart helmets. If you have a mirror, like this bike's got one on both sides, and it turns out there's almost hardly any blind spot between looking at two of them. You look at one, you look at the other, and if you need to see exactly what's behind you, you can do one of those. I've been riding a little bit, knows about doing the little. So you have a rear view camera system that's okay, I suppose, for what it is, and a Bluetooth that's kind of meh. And after that, you have a helmet with some interesting styling, really odd fit and finish. I am so confused about this helmet, and I tried to find some more information about it. I think I found some kind of interview with, I believe he's like the owner or creator of this, and he said the idea was it's a cross helmet, so you could use it for both street riding and motocross.
We are named CrossHelmet. It's kind of fuse motocross helmet and on-road helmet.
That had me even more confused. Does he actually think someone's going to use this for motocross? Now I'm just starting to feel bad. I don't want to just sit here and crap on this thing, but I'm also just honest when I do these videos. I don't know if I would pay anything for this helmet, and if I did have to put a value on it, it wouldn't be much more than 1/8 of what they're actually asking for this thing. And I think that's the part that absolutely blows my mind, is that this thing, it's like $18.99 or something. By the time you ship it, pay taxes on it, this is a $2,000 helmet. And at $2 grand, I don't know, y'all. The idea of having some extra technology in a helmet, I don't disagree with. I think it's cool that people are trying things. I'd call it sort of a swing and a miss. I think if anything, you may want to put a front and rear camera on it that you could record with. It maybe also picks up your voice from the inside. Still, regardless, I think there's always going to be the issue that an expensive helmet like this, you would most likely have it for a long time, and technology may move beyond it. Having things like an action camera or Bluetooth that can be removed and switched out for the newest version, I kind of like the idea of that. Buying this thing for $2 grand and just being stuck with what it comes with would be kind of lame. Let me pose the question to you all though. If you wanted to see a smart helmet, technology improving the helmet, what would you want to see? Is it a camera? Is it a built-in Bluetooth system? Maybe it's got like fans on it and it cools your head while you ride. But that's that. I'm gonna send this thing back to Japan now, I believe. If you want to help support this channel and get something really cool out of it, go over to my Patreon. For $1 a month, you can see a longer version of all of these videos. You can go over to Discord and call me an idiot and I will listen to you, because that's what I do in there. You will have my eternal gratitude. That's the thing people say, right? Thanks for watching the video, and yes, CrossHelmet. It's weird.